Good evening, my fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. It is I, and I am still Guy. We are here doing the things. Hey, Brent, if you're out there, I read your thing. I liked it. Some comments on it, but got stuff doing that. I don't know if you're out there, Brent. Beep once for yes, twice for... Okay, never mind. I just, it's the life I live.
You know me, didn't you?
Yeah, but the link is permanent. Also, that mic is hot, just so you know. Yep. You're doobie-doobieing out there. All right. We're going to work today on issues 2 and 3. Because I think I'm pretty happy with issue 2, which means that my best bud in the whole universe right over here, James, who's sitting in my other position, is about to tear it into little teeny pieces.
Really small ones.
Because, actually, that is exactly what So what I had before was workable. But what I have now is much better. So I actually like the fact that his statement actually was not rip the whole thing out and start all over again. However, I couldn't seem to make his changes without fundamentally yoinking big pieces of it out. And I was like, well, what if I just started over again with the same sort of concepts, following the things he was looking for? And I came up with a much better second pass on it, which is the reason I give it to him in sketch form that looks just like this. Because if I give it to him like this, of which everything is just a very rough, sketchy thing at best, sometimes it's not even that, but he can at least look it over, and if he says, all of it has to go away, I'm like, it doesn't hurt so bad.
Yep.
The drawing's not done. It doesn't hurt so bad. We're all okay. I do need to make sure, though, that it does not save again as a JPEG, because we do not want it to save as a JPEG. We want it to save in clip. Not with share with James, though. All right. Going into the Latrix. When it completes Act 1. Momentary Ghosts. Issue 2. That's episode 1. Issue 2 setup. Episode 1, issue 2 setup. Good. Yes, replacing these. All right. But it... I'll have to fix that typo. You able to see it?
So what should I do with my questions?
The awesomest thing is, right off the bat, I am sitting here looking at the exact same document. So if you've got questions, I've got answers. Mm-hmm. And actually, it's an interesting show if you are editing real time.
Gotcha.
That's still interesting to me. I'd be interested in watching it.
All right. Page 3/4.
It's 3/4. Crunch exploding.
Like exploding, like no more ship, like everybody died.
Yep.
Wasn't clear.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't sure.
Oh, also, the red dialogue underneath there is really hard to read.
It is very annoying.
I didn't realize I had left the initial dialogue stuff under there. I will erase it now. Not like it helps much for you.
On the other hand, this is a very easy way to look at the stuff at this sketching level.
Yeah. If you're willing to go through this in the future, this is the way I write these things.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it makes it so much easier for me because I can just pull it right the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, man, that's brutal. Glad you could read this. I didn't make it easy for you.
Some of this might become more clear in the more specific drafting, but
yeah,
the middle panel of page 7, I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Yeah, I was still erasing shit. Hang on, I'm erasing stuff. Yeah, because you shouldn't, anything that's handwritten, you shouldn't be reading. So, first things first, I'm going to pick a color for James. And your color will be nuclear green because there's already red.
So be it.
And they'll add and go not clear. Right? Is that? I don't know why Dad printed 400 of them.
I know, but they're awesome.
Okay,
right.
So the middle page.
The middle panel on page 7.
Oh, okay. That's just them looking at the rain.
Ah, okay.
They're looking through the windows as the windows are. That's not. That'll be fine.
Okay.
Because it'll be drawn.
Right, and it looks like the middle panel of panel 6. You can see the windows in panel 6 if you know that they're actually looking for windows. That'll work just fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can see the full-fledged kitty wig in panel on page panel 1 and page 6.
So, yep, it'll work. No worries.
Tick Tick needs more cookies. Well, I mean, Tick Tick, if you need me to send you cookies, we've got a problem. I'm just, talking here. Also, page 9 and 10 might need some rework. But tell me if at least you get the idea.
No, I totally get the idea. And the N and M, I assume, are 2 different people. So you're
Navin and Gabriel.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you can Tick Tick, but I will just have to say for the record that if you do invade Colorado, I will give you cookies. I'm just saying. So factor that into your math there. And likely, you and me will all go out to coffee because that's, generally kind of what you do.
Quick question about the logic on 9.
On 9.
Yep. We stopped using English about 480 years ago. In order for her to get here in 480 years, she would have been traveling no more than 50% of light speed. That's more than 320 years for the people on board the ship. Do they not just have ships tooling around it near light speed and have time pass?
No, they jumped to warp speed.
Okay.
So in other words, it was, the thought was, well, okay, if it doesn't add up, because that's what I was wondering whether it made the transition. Page 8 was different.
Right. It makes sense, but the very first thought I had to my mind was, well, maybe she just spent the rest of the time tooling around at 0.9C, 0.99C, and letting time pass.
Right.
But if that's not something that is typical in the society, then it doesn't matter.
Brent made it. Hey, Brent. It isn't typical for them to run around in real time. In fact, one of the things that happens in Bellatrix a lot is that they have a budget. So the ship jumps into system. Uh-oh, the ship needs to drive around in the system for a while at like 0.25C. Quick, go get the duty roster and find who is at the end of their budget. Because if whoever's at the end of their budget, we promise as a Navy to only have them be in service for 10 years. Real time.
Ah, okay.
So if you've got like, Ensign Giuseppe over here, he's only been on board for a year. He just joined. But unfortunately, this ship has been touring around at 0.25C for a lot of time, and he's burned through 9 of his years.
Right.
In real time
has passed. Right.
So there's budget.
So they're intentionally doing other things.
They're doing a warp. There's a warp
Right.
jump in speed.
Time compression budget.
Yeah.
That's what kind of budget.
Right.
Time compression budget.
So it's a budget, and they'll have to do budget. She got lost. Well, that's what they're saying here, Tick Tick, and that's part of the story is maybe her family got lost and wandered around at near light speed instead of using jump engines. And that's when Navin's like, the math doesn't add up. She'd have to be like 300 years old. Because no matter what, you still age. You just don't age as fast. And looking at the way that it works, E equals MC squared, it actually doesn't start getting obnoxiously obnoxious until you start getting to 0.999. So you got to get to like 3 or 4 nines before it starts getting quick. Before it becomes one of those you age one day and 500 years goes by in the galaxy. You have to get about 6 or 7 nines at that point in time. The truth is, at 0.9, the speed of light, the traveling distance, that's what we're talking about here, the traveling distance. I used a calculator, an online calculator I did not do the math myself.
Oh, good. More likely to be right.
Right, exactly. As soon as I'm not involved, we might actually get a good answer.
What's going on panel 12?
Page 12?
Yes, sorry.
All the way over. 2 fighters and a shuttlecraft. It's a big
Those
splash.
Those the same fighters that are on 13.
Yep. Same fighter, but they're coming at us on page 12.
Right. Okay.
Kind of moving along here.
13.
Page 13.
Bottom panel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe she jumped without leaving a jump wake. Impressive flying from a heap of junk like that freighter was.
Implies that
implies that this person speaking absolutely knows definitively that they all died because they have the death certificate and video.
Right. Good point.
I would just get rid of the word was.
I just did.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You are watching live editing on My Channel TV. Solid point. Oh, hey, Brent. Thanks for hanging with us on the whatnot. I'm sorry I didn't get to you earlier. We will be broadcasting that again on Sunday night, about 6 or 7 Mountain. I'll settle that down with Wrath. We learned a lot from that one tonight. Like, for one, we're going to warm up before we get in there. Because my first drawings always suck. But the second ones and third ones, they start to get warmer and warmer as I start to warm up. And so, don't go in there cold. That's 1. 2, I think we're going to also, maybe I will not take my markers with me, therefore I won't be encouraged to color them all.
Mm-hmm.
Thus not spending 45 minutes on a drawing.
I have a question about 16.
16.
Yep.
More kablamies?
More kablamies. These people are from the Kittiwake, right?
No, they're from Moment.
Ah, all right. That
Tea and
was
lemonade.
not clear.
They're a search and rescue team.
That part was clear, but the fact that they're from Moment wasn't clear because Moment currently got the ship here to help do the search and rescue on that ship.
Needs more cowbell. Yeah, I'm quoting Tick Tick, not you.
Yes. Specifically because if these two ships just got destroyed, then somebody is going to care.
Mhm.
And if that's the people on Kittiwake, then you'd have to include, hey, bad things happen to our own people. Whereas if they're people from the planet, then hey, somebody we don't know died.
Right.
So it needs to be clear earlier on that they're not from Kittiwake.
Okay. Even if it's fixed later on. Even if it's said later on.
Maybe, but right here where you have Mustang 102 approaching point 1 now, beginning sweep, you could just put down moment control or,
Okay.
some little bit of text that makes it clear that these guys are a set of moment ships and not from Kittiwake.
Hey Jackson, good to see you tonight. Are you also working on? Oh, hey, we're set wrong, aren't we? No, we're not set wrong. We're set right. Did I turn off the thingy on the? Oh, I can probably close this. Let's see how we're doing over here. How are we doing? Is it being a whoa? Don't ever do that again. Yep. You know what we're missing? Guys, we're missing our chat. There we go. That makes it a whole lot easier. You'll be in LA this weekend, huh? No, All right, real quick check-in with you on this one. They're 5 light hours out.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take 5 hours for them to send any message back.
Or send an message, right?
So, if you're going to the LA Comic-Con, good job, Jackson. Kick butt. You know what I could do? There.
Hey, you have a lot of screens.
I do. But now at least you can see what's going on when everybody's talking.
Yep. So,
But yeah.
Yeah, right there, right where they're talking about the ships.
So
you can
knowing
just put
there's
in Moment Search and Rescue is the name of them. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Moment Search and Rescue might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because it seems weird for them to go, hey, Moment, this won't get to you for 5 more hours, but
if they're calling in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or not.
All right. Humorous, but not necessarily appropriate.
Where are we talking?
Ending dialogue on page 24, but I'll wait till you know where you're at.
No, I fixed that now.
Okay.
So here's what I wait. There we are.
Enhance.
Right. Enhance.
Can't read it from here.
I really can't.
No.
Okay.
If it took up more of the screen, maybe, but there we go. Yes. Yep. Yep.
All right.
So now they're talking to Moment Control because you assume then that they're from Moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Not
Okay.
from the Kittiwake.
Yep. 24.
Now to 24.
Yeah.
21. Oh, you're in. You're. It's a cat and a.
Yes.
Right there. 24.
The last little bit of dialogue didn't quite make sense to me, just because it's humorous but super flippant, and it just doesn't necessarily track.
Okay, so let me explain in case this makes some difference on 22, going back to 22. You got that this is an AI cat.
Yep, the AI cat,
and nobody can see. But her.
That part wasn't clear, but
well, for your reference,
right.
Cal.
Yep. So they're talking back and forth, and they're trying to figure out how they're still alive and whether or not there was a war. And hey, that looks like an alien.
Yep.
Are you into that kind of thing? Doesn't feel like it fits there.
Huh? So, yeah, it does. It doesn't fit also with page 25, which it doesn't transfer well to 25. It doesn't smoothly operate.
So that little piece of dialogue in the lower corner of 24, need to fix that.
Yeah. And he says, "Ow, ow." He gets booted on the head, but
but it just doesn't feel like the right. They're trying to figure out where they are, unmoored in time. The last thing that happened to them was horribly traumatic, so it just didn't track for me.
What if she just said the quartermaster was a Jacine, and then just leave that alone?
Yeah. Yep. Or even just an interesting. I mean, why is it interesting that the quartermaster was a Jacine?
Just it's one of the aliens.
Right, but why does she comment on it?
Oh, he's saying that Max the cat says, "I've had a few more cycles to poke around the Kittywake's databanks while you were getting cozy with the quartermaster."
Right.
Because the scene earlier,
the quartermaster was
saying, "Here's where you are, here's where you belong," and stuff like that. He's making more of a statement about the fact that he's an AI and does all this stuff at light speed.
Right. The point I was getting at was this says the quarter he looks like a Jacine.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Well,
why? Why do we care? What is there some context there?
Oh.
The quartermaster, he looks like a Klingon. We've been at war with the Klingons forever.
Oh.
Quartermaster, he looks like a Vulcan. I love Vulcans. Why does it?
Because a Jacine is pretty much a jellyfish.
Yeah, but
so getting involved with a jellyfish is kind of, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you could just go with that's unusual.
I think you're missing. Yeah, I think you're missing. Kind of like, if you and I were talking and I was like, well, I did all this work while you were over there getting cozy with that horse. And you're like, the horse? Because you're not, relationship-wise, you and a horse are not compatible.
Right.
Relationship-wise, a Jacine and a human are not compatible, really.
That's where you were trying to go with that. Okay.
Which is fine. If it's not reading, it's time to wipe it.
Yep.
So I'm okay with that. Let's delete it.
I mean, something as simple as that's unexpected. I don't know. Anyway, I'll keep moving on to 25.
Well, all I need to do, keep moving on that one, and I'll work on this one here. I've been wanting to work in here anyway. Jackson, I'm worrying about you if you're excited to go back to LA. I'm just saying, I would say I wasn't judging, but I'm judging. Really, I'm judging on LAX. I'm not really judging on LA per se, just LAX. Nobody likes LAX. Nobody voluntarily goes there. Okay, okay. Kinokuniya is definitely a place to go. You're right. I can't knock that. Oh, and Disneyland is fun. Not going to disagree with that one either.
Third bubble down to 27.
Real quick. I actually think I'm just going to. I will do. Right there's 27. Third bundle. And a weird girl on. Okay, so this scene is not the cat and the girl.
No, I got that part. When I read it, the quote part of it blended because I couldn't see it very well. So maybe it needs to be italicized or at least a little bit more space between Miss and I. Because looking at it, I was like, Missy who?
Oh,
It's just poorly kerned, maybe.
yeah, it's poorly kerned.
But I had to read it twice.
It
or
also
3 times.
doesn't have a space.
That's
so.
kind of what I was getting at. All right.
This is Bennett and Chang.
I figured it was 2 other characters. I wasn't sure which 2 it was.
The captain and the first officer.
Gotcha.
Right now. Oh, and there's 2 different bubbles here. The girl, Miss, I speak an ancient language and seem remarkably out of place in our world. Then there's another bubble, that girl.
Yeah.
Because those are 2 different bubbles. Just making sure you know that because there's no outline to this.
No. That part was clear because they're a little farther apart.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the miss I missed the first single quote at the I, and then the sentence didn't make any sense.
Right. Just making sure because I hope you guys are actually kind of like finding this fascinating. Usually I don't have live editing. And so this is a new thing for our show. Prince like, I like this. This is fine. You have no interest in Disney, Jackson? Actually, I say that, but then whenever I go to Disneyland, I pretty much just want to see the Mark Twain. Because it's a rear paddle wheel. And that's such a wild ship. And I just love paddle wheels, so it's a thing. And I like Disney World better because I can do things like the monorail and go on Epcot, and there's a whole lot more. But there is Star Wars stuff at Disneyland.
Yeah. Quick question here. 3031.
3031. Yep.
So here's a problem. That's a big gravity footprint there. Yes, sir. It looks like 2 screening units, probably destroyers, and they're inbound. Mm-hmm. So that's a big gravity-proof footprint for the 2 smallest military ships, basically possible. Nothing smaller than a destroyer as a Corvette.
Right. But I think this is relative.
Okay, because
you're looking out there and you're looking for, oh, look, it's a gravity footprint of a hydrogen atom. Not very big.
Right. But
wait,
they're
there's
looking
this huge thing.
Right. They're looking for Thomas Bregman and those 2
That's
starships, right? So a freighter is 20 times the size of a destroyer?
It is, but its footprint isn't.
So that part isn't clear at all.
Yeah.
Saying it's a big footprint when it's a super small ship is a little confusing. Yeah, you said big footprint on like 2 battle cruisers?
Hey, Sarge.
The dreadnoughts? 6 cruisers? Oh, it's just 2 little destroyers. They might be bigger than Kittiwake.
It's still bigger than the Kittiwake.
But that doesn't make it a big footprint.
All right. Yeah,
you could just change the word big with significant, and that would solve your problem. Or interesting.
Interesting. That's an interesting footprint.
Yep. Because then you're like, hey, other military ships, that's not supposed to be that way.
Well, and the footprint gets bigger the faster they go, because you can see better spec is staying at the end, the gunny is staying at the end, and with this big of a footprint, they're coming in hot. Mm-hmm. So the faster they come in, the bigger the bigger the distortion and the gravity.
Did we explain that anywhere?
Not yet, but I mean it's all right. That's not.
That's okay.
That's a flavor line to give you an idea that things.
Mm-hmm. You could also just change.
I did not know Brian Koval, but I saw that I saw you posting about him, but I never met him.
You can just change the word big to kind of, or
How about what I got here?
what'd you get there? That's an interesting gravity equipment there. Yep. All right. So
And then just leaving this where it was.
leave that where it is, and then go back over there and right in that spot right there. You can put down with this type of footprint. Up to you. You can leave big.
I want big because, yeah, I understand, Sarge.
Yours.
And that's a bummer. And just seeing what people are posting online, he seemed like such a nice guy.
And the issue ends with 2 ominous-looking destroyers.
Yeah, that are pretty much copy and pasted.
I just assumed that you're such a good artist that you drew them both
Exactly the same.
Yeah, I actually didn't notice they were copy and pasted. Please.
Hey, Donald. We're all doing good. How are you doing out there, Donald? We have a lot of military weight at this point in time.
Other military folk?
Yep. Andrew's Air Force, he's Sarge, and then Donald is Navy, and then Brent is Marines.
We have the 4-pack now.
We have the 4-pack with you here, your Army. That makes the 4-pack. So, yeah, Sergeant, that's a bummer. Oh, you got a nice stack of chips with still 20 players. Donald is also playing poker at the moment.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he is, and he's actually not that far from here. He's down Wadsworth away. So, right. We got to get a Space Force. Sarge is like, we got to get Space Force now.
Yeah,
right?
I was almost Space Force for a while, and don't know if we really need them. Insert snark.
Navy, Marine, Public Transportation.
Yep.
Ah.
I thought Marine stood for my ass rides in Navy equipment.
Right. Now we're gonna start a war between you and Brent. I swear.
Just like U.S. Army says, Uncle Sam ain't released me yet.
Right. That's about right.
Oh, yeah,
There we go. I'll be
that.
the honorary Space Force. That works. I gotta admit, their dress uniforms are kind of nice. Almost only counts as horseshoes, hand grenades, and atom bombs. You got it, Sarge. So, other than that, what are we thinking? We good?
Yep.
Is this much cleaner than the last time?
I would say yes, but I honestly don't remember the last time.
Didn't you save it?
Not in my own brain.
Didn't you? Did you save it on your PC at home?
Possibly, but I just don't remember it well enough to be able to do a compare and contrast on the fly.
That's fine. I will go on ahead and save this setup then, so that we don't lose this.
But I will say it's a lot less confusion and a lot fewer edits than last time.
Cat's in the trash can again.
The raccoon.
Donald, I think you're just picking. Like, now we need a doctor. Doctor's unit in here. Corman. Yeah, Corman. All right. I did make a model of Moment. No raccoons in your condo, huh, Sarge? I was talking about that, though. I was talking about the tanuki in Japan. Like, dog-sized raccoons. Like golden retriever dog-sized raccoons. Like, they're not... I'm talking about chihuahuas here. I was driving along one night, and they came around a corner, and then one of those tanuki was sitting in the middle of the road. He just reared up and put both of his hands out, like, don't hit me. And I was like, It looked like a small child. I was like, this is just so weird. It's like, I don't know what to do with that. You big raccoons. The Tanuki are also troublemakers. They get into everything. Right? I definitely saw yokai. All right. So, for those of you guys who are looking 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 right through here, this is Jackson's commitment range that they were talking about earlier. And so I'm hoping that having a ship explode in the commitment range will suck you right into the story. All right. If we are pretty happy with this, Brent, do you want to take a look at this before I roll it out and make an issue out of it? Do you want to take a look at this, look this over? See you later, Sarge. Sleep well. And I am sorry for your loss, man. That sucks. Yeah, right? That's a tanuki. If you've got a raccoon that's on its hind feet looking in the driver's side of a vehicle, that's a tanuki. We are no longer talking about raccoons at that point in time. Oh, I was just going to say, I made, you won't see detail easily from there. Why don't I just put it in your folder as I just put it in James's folder?
Aha!
Because I have Share with Brent folder. It is now in the Share with Brent folder too. It'll synchronize in a minute or two. Give it a second, because you know how I have to go through the synchronization plan here. Although, even though this is a pain in the butt to go through the synchronization, like I was just telling James, it's better than the Google Drive, which apparently just reverted everything to April. Google was like, we had a problem, so we reverted everything to April. I'm like, whoa.
Huh?
Break over, my friend. Good luck, man. Going back out to the war.
Huh?
The war of the poker table. I actually have quite a few regulars on tonight. I've got all of the normal folks, and you know, Jackson's getting ready to head to LA, and Sarge is going out to Lincoln, Nebraska. Got all kinds of people going everywhere. Donald's going back in to sweep up the poker table. It's funny because I talked about this weekend. Like, I have like 5 people who watch my show, but they're a very dedicated 5 people. I've only got 5 people, but they're a dedicated. And actually, I'd rather have it this way. Oh, so you're just going to stay up?
Holy moly.
You do a great job of it, Brent. You're usually with us all the time. It is kind of weird when you're not around. Well, that's probably good, Jackson, because I'd worry about you if you're driving to the airport after staying up, even if it is at stupid o'clock in the morning. I think what I will do is go on ahead and prep to build this guy when I get the okay from Brent. Because I think we probably are okay with the setup of it. If nothing else, anything that's going to change now is going to be minor enough that if I've drawn the page, I'm not going to be like, really? Oh, you probably should be Ubering around in once you get back to, or once you get to LA anyway. It's like driving around Tokyo. You don't want to mess with that. LA, New York, Tokyo. Yeah, it's not worth it. Better to take an Uber. James has issues.
I'm reading reviews for my favorite video game, and they're hilarious.
Alrighty. See how this goes and see if it works. Or see if it explodes and does something stupid like it did last time. Yeah. I mean, really, honestly, you just need to kind of print it at high resolution so that you can read all the little teeny type. That's why I usually send it to you as a digital file. It did it again. I don't know, Jackson. This is something I'm going to need your help with somewhere along the line. But it's been doing this. I started with, I have a template for it to run, but then it does this with the template where it puts all of the, and actually it's easier to see it here. It puts my template as a little teeny squishy template way down in the middle here. Like it ran it first perfectly. And ever since then, it's been doing this where it's got like, I don't know, an inch and a half of bleed on all sides before it gets to just the page. So it's like really tiny all of a sudden. The weirder part about it is you can actually see down there. It's got the paper actually, paper at all these levels. Yeah, this is so weird. I don't know, but it makes me have to keep going and blowing stuff up every time. Because this is not correct at all. Right? Weird. So I'll go into my template and look at it again. After we blow this up. Okay. Let's bring up And it frustrates me because, of course, every single time I make a new comic, I have to go back to the drawing board and look at all the original numbers and then find out where it has added a number or subtracted a number. And I'm sure this is something I am doing. I mean, I'm saying it like Clip Studio just comes up with it one day. I'm absolutely sure I'm doing something wrong here, but it is still frustrating. I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong. How to comic book. All right. So here's our numbers. Check our numbers against our numbers. Let's see where it's gone awry. No, the first pages aren't correct at all. Even if you look at the do not save, even the covers are shrunk. I mean, I don't know if it thinks the pages should be. Maybe it thinks the pages should be 11 by 17 or something. I don't know. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, so page width. That's a trim size. 174.63, 174.63, 265.10, 265.10. I mean, it's all right. I'll delete the entire folder and blow the whole thing away, and that's fine. I don't mind. It doesn't hurt that much, but it is. And I didn't finish this side anyway, so it's good that it didn't work. But still, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so that matches. Then our inner bleed should be that -3. 174.63, 168.23. So that works, and that works. And that gives us these. Then our safe. Safe. Maybe that's our problem.
It's not safe.
Because I'm not seeing the extended parts of this where it talks about Well, there's part of our problem. There was another check mark here, not the aligned crop marks, but there was another checkbox that it doesn't show. Yeah. I mean, 350 DPI is no good anyway. There's all kinds of weird problems with this. It's not supposed to be this at all. That's right. I'll close that and we'll blow it away as we have before. And storage. And then we'll try again. By saying new, we're set up already for the comic. That's what I mean. That's what I mean there. Show all comic settings. There we go. So now we check everything. There's no cold water in here. So just so you're aware.
Yeah.
There's no cold water in that sink.
Awesome.
As in, don't just turn the water on, then wait 20 minutes while washing your hands along with
So what's wrong with your sink?
the little cartridge thing is broken. I have a new one. It's in that bag. Have you tried to reach up under there to try to get a little screws to undo the sinky thingy? Luckily, Kevin has the tool. It's also in the bag. We'll get there. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Aha. So when I do all of these, look at this. All the numbers are different. All of them are completely different. So the canvas is 174.63. That's correct. Height is 265.10. That's correct. Resolution is 600 dpi. Template comes in from our template. No, that's not the kiddo. That's... Oh, hey, go close the lid. Before somebody goes for a swim. All right. Now, look at this. We got the trim is 16823. These match. The bleed width is 3 millimeters. That should be correct. And then down here, the inner border is 138.51, 208.24. All right, so that's the problem. 36 4x4. All righty, now we've done that. Okay, now we do this. And then go back in here and make sure we've got all the things. Let me say. Episode 1, issue 1, or issue 2, episode 01, issue 02, momentary ghosts 2. Minutes. Fix this and that. Now let's see if this works. Now we wait. Wouldn't it have been nice if it had finished right there? That would have been perfect. Like all of it's all done. It's building the files. It's building 32 individual pages set to the correct setup, so they should be right.
Gotcha.
We will see whether it explodes or not. It didn't do it right. It didn't do it right at all. What in the world is going on, guys? Canvas size. That's not even on there. The canvas is 392 millimeters. That's not even a number. That's not a number that's even on here. There's no number on here.
392 millimeters?
Yeah.
That's like
349 millimeters.
349 millimeters. 349 millimeters. 18 inches? No.
No, it's 13 inches.
13.
But yeah, It's 13 inches wide and 10 inches high. So it did the math right. It just,
That messed up something else.
it's doing the right. I mean, I think the inner is correct. But this is so weird. The canvas is just so forked. It says the canvas is 174 by 265. I don't get this. It doesn't make any sense. It did not make that. It says that the canvas should be 6 by 10, which is the comic book size. And instead, the canvas has been made at 13 by 10.
That sounds not right.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Where's it getting these numbers from? Okay. What if I were to trim it down? 174. Oh. Hey, real quickly. My canvas size needs to be twice as big because there are 2-page spreads.
Aha!
7,
Operator
4,
error.
6, 3. I still think it's wrong,
The
but
best kind of error.
349.26. That makes sense. Right? Well, it's now still doing it wrong. Because 26. Okay, so the canvas is correct, but the inner pieces of it are not. The template's not set right. Why is the template not set right? But the template is not maximized. This was a placement problem for the template, maybe. Change canvas size. Me? Trim. Is correct. Its inner border is correct. Its inner border is correct, but the paper, the template got offset. Let me test this. I'm gonna take this. Yeah. All right, I got one for you, Jackson. Everything is correct, but it's making the template too small. So it's shrinking the template into the safe, resizing the template, because actually the pages are correct. Just taking the template and shrinking it down. You don't know how to help, honestly. You know what? That's fair. It's totally fair. And you're probably also slammed. However, should you ever come by this ever again, and for whatever reason you do this, use their default. Look at the percent change. Copy it every time you transform it. That way all the transformations will be the same. That's fair. Instead of eyeballing it, you're saying I shouldn't eyeball it, Jackson? What could possibly go wrong if I eyeball it? I mean, I've got a good eye, but still, probably not my wisest move. control goes from the center. No, it doesn't. We all have to be different, don't we? There we go. All goes from the center. Percentage on this. Oh, that makes it easy. It's 1, 2, 3. So it's off. So I just need to take each and every page and increase its size by 123%. At least that's easy to remember. I mean, it works. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, we forgot to do the thing. We gotta select that guy too. I mean, you're entertained. And this one's inside cover, does not need to worry about anything. What happens if I do this? I feel like I'm going to regret my life choices.
Did you save?
That's why I regret my life choices. I have saved, yes, but not. I mean, I saved just a second ago, and I saved those pages.
Saving's like voting. Save early, save often.
Yep. It is true. You're not wrong. Every time I clear the page, it saves. So. Well, the good news is, Brent, that I won't be working on this comic tonight at all because I'm going to spend the entire night resizing all the pages. So, at least you don't have to worry about the fact that you want to print out the pages and take a look at it. All right. Oh, that'd be fine. I'm not actually really terribly worried, Brett. It's fine. Do I appreciate your help on this at any time, so you don't need to scramble. I'm just commenting that there's pretty much no chance that I'm going to end up doing any work on the actual comic tonight because of the nature of this. I have to figure out why it's doing the template this way. Because there's no, I mean, it's not like there's space here. It really isn't. I was all proud of myself for having these templates all set up so I wouldn't have to do manual labor when building a new comic. And here I am doing manual labor on the comic.
With a mere 5 hours, you can save yourself 5 minutes worth of work.
Exactly. Luckily for me, I have never in my life ever done something as silly as that. You guys, I've got this bridge to sell you.
Yeah. I was reading reviews on Factorio, so I got nothing to say.
All right, well, there's that. The good news is, guys, we're halfway through. All right. We should watch Monarch sometime, you and me. I think you'd like it. King of Monsters. Whatever. It's not really King of
Was
Monsters.
Biden in Denver?
It's what?
Biden in Denver.
He was, I thought.
That's what I was saying.
I mean, I have to admit, not necessarily the most.
Hello. Sensitive jerk. Okay. Go forth and do anything you get to. Definitely, if you get another, when you get another thermometer, if it works better, touch the old one out. Okay? Alright, I'm just hanging out with Guy.
For reasons.
Bye. Just realized I'm all over you're stepping on your mic piece.
I haven't quite gotten to the point where I'm ready to have this room be multi-person usable yet. We're getting there. It's actually, I know it doesn't look it, but it's actually phenomenally better than it used to be.
Right.
You have to just take my word for it.
Mm-hmm.
These are the things that I'm so not good at. The same 5 things over and over and over and over. I'm so bad at it.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to this point, and this is where my attention span starts to wane, and then I'm like, did I just screw something up? Cool. Which is the real reason we do this, so that I don't have to do something over and over and over.
Excuse me.
Godzilla.
There you go.
It's non-denominational. If you're still out there, Jackson, I just wanted to say you were absolutely right. I'm looking back over what you said. Keep all the transformations the same. I just wanted you to know I'm doing exactly that. And thank you. Sometimes I don't say that, and I'm like, I really should say that. Like, I really appreciate that. That's a good catch. Wouldn't have got that. Would have done this and then eyeballed the whole thing and gone, why is everything screwed up? And then regretted my life choices, as I often do. Yep. you don't need anything because you don't have a template on you. Okay, I think we've managed to get to the end of this thing. Now they're correct. Right? Well, yes, but you saved me from them, so I'm on board.
How long did your stream go?
I'm only going to go for a few more minutes, I think. And then I'll be done. Now, the key question always is, where did it put it? Usually, I broadcast for 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours at night. Oh, yes, or not at all. Nice. Nope. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Needs to be at 8 point. We can do it. Nice. That's good. Well, so one of the reasons that I was giving you the page like I was because that way I could just copy the text over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is that at 600 DPI, my comic pages are markedly larger width to height than the pages in the temporary thing. So all the text there is like 1 point. It
Oh,
needs
right.
to be 8 point over here.
Yep.
So I was like, can I just select all the text? No, you can't do that. Oh, man. I was like all bummed. And then I was like, oh, look, there's this button that says select only text. The button. And it selected the text, and I can make all the text 8 point. Thus
Hey,
bringing the text over.
nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Now all of the text is where it's supposed to be on these pages, which is good. Perfect. I'm okay for it though.
Just hoping to have a little time to talk.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm going to clear out in about 7 minutes. I do wish to save these pages. Thank you. And we'll go downstairs and chat. I mean, it is still kind of a pain in the butt, but considering how long it usually takes to put all this crap in, it's actually going to be kind of nice and easy.
Gotcha.
All right. However, I agree with you. It's like, I don't want to do it. I don't think there's any text to select here. There isn't. All right. I am about out of steam on this. This is a lot of redundant, repeaty thingies. And I'm like, ugh. So I think I will make sure that we have saved everything. And you are saved as well. And then I'm going to go on ahead and sign off. We did a whatnot thing, and I made a whole 15 whole dollars. We've got to do better at that whatnot thing. But I think we got to figure it out.
Yeah, it felt a little haphazard.
It was that's why it was called a test run.
Mm-hmm.
We even said it in the thingy.
Even let people know in advance.
Yep, it will not be a test run on Sunday.
fully operational battle station.
All right. Good night, Jackson. Good night, Brent. Hope you guys have good nights. Jackson, I hope your flight is good. I hope you spend as little time as possible at LAX. This is my wish to you. Because LAX is a mess.
I was there recently. It sucks.
It really does. It's just not. No. It's just no. It's just no. That's what I got. So, all right, Brent. I'll see you in the AM, and I will talk to you all later. And as always, remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Good night, everybody.